Hello and welcome to another episode of the Idle PodThing, the official podcast of Basketball Comedy Society, maybe even Basketball University, do you think?
I think we can say that. I think that's fair enough.
I think all the views represented on this podcast also represent those of Basketball University.
I'm content
Let's
in
get
saying
ourselves
that.
in some trouble. I am joined, as always, by...
Sam Strong, the treasurer of Basketball Comedy Society. I'm back. I've embezzled the money into microphones.
He has actually done it this time.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally worth it.
I definitely.
Now we can hear Max's voice in even more quality. God save you.
Yeah.
We are joined, actually, by an audience here.
Yeah.
I should say.
No, great.
That's Maximilian Dennis Patrick Ponsonby. Think of the personal hell I'm going through at the moment. He's sitting right behind me.
I'm an audience.
And we also have Faith, who's a new member of the Idle PlayThings.
Hello.
And joining us on the podcast, another new member, our first ever fresher. Ooh, exciting.
Ooh.
Sam bought him too. How much did Josh cost you?
Josh cost, honestly, not too much.
I cost 5 packets of strawberry bonbons.
I gave him 6 because it was an offer.
I felt really special.
3 for 2.
So bribery's happening as well now. You've started embezzling and now you're going to bribery as well.
Well, what else does a treasurer do?
How would you bribe me? Say you want me to I don't know, what does Sam need doing? Nick's here as well, the smart one.
How are you doing?
Nick, what does Sam want me to do? What's the kind of thing that Sam would want me to do?
Oh, Sam would want you to make bread.
Oh yeah, make some bread, make some salt and pepper sandwiches.
I
Sam's
can make some
favourite.
homemade bread with homemade salt
What
and
would you
pepper
bribe
sandwiches.
me?
I think Adam is a man of culture.
Oh, yes.
I would.
Oh, yes. Well,
I'd
yes.
I'd whisper in his ear.
Okay.
Mhm.
I'd go, Adam, I got one thing to tell you.
What's that?
One thing you've wanted to hear for so long.
Tell me, Sam.
Your hair's gonna grow back one day.
It's gonna grow back.
Not now, not tomorrow.
Oh.
But fairly, quite.
And by grow, do you mean wig?
Yeah.
Yeah, it means wig.
I'm gonna buy you a wig.
What colour?
Any colour you want, baby.
Josh, what colour?
You could probably rock hot pink.
Oh, imagine me with hot pink.
See, the thing with the podcast, you can't actually see Adam's very attractive haircut he's got.
Yeah, it's
He's had a very fresh trim.
Yeah.
And
Describe it to the listeners. Describe it to the
Without
listeners.
mentioning any typical terms about hair.
Yeah.
I'd
Use some metaphors in there.
Okay, the Bible actually describes it quite well, I'd say. When it
Yeah.
describes
Go
hair
on, go on.
like
Yeah.
a flock of goats running down Mount Gilead.
Oh.
Um,
I believe the passage goes, high on once hill was a lonely goat herd.
yeah,
Yole, ho.
yeah,
Yeah, I believe Jesus said that at the
yeah.
Mount.
I think Jesus yodeled.
As we say, these are all views reflected by Basketball University, champion of diversity.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Right, let's get started with some uni news. Oh, my God, that man is annoying. I can't see him behind me. Imagine him with goat's legs, little horns.
The eyes of death.
Yeah, just perched on a little rock, strumming away. Take that as you will.
Yeah.
Josh, we always have a theme song for each segment. Can you give us a theme song for uni news, please?
It's the uni news.
That was very nice. That really challenges Max's uni news.
A little upgrade.
Still a
I hate to say
legendary
it.
one.
I hate to say it. Maybe that's an upgrade.
Okay,
Ooh.
in uni news, it's the start of a new year. And seeing as
It
we've got
is.
a fresher coming on, I thought we'd play a little game, very imaginative game, called Better or Worse.
Oh.
Proper local radio
I think
here.
there's a sub-theme song for that.
Yeah, I think, isn't there, Nick? I think there's...
Better or worse?
There we go.
That's good.
Okay, and so, Josh, coming to Basketball as a fresher, I want to know what's better than you thought it would be about coming to university and what's much, much worse. Let's start with better.
Okay, probably the smell. Because I thought there are so many sheep and there's cows everywhere.
There's not as much TB as you'd expect,
No.
which is a shame because I burnt quite a few cows before I realised that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wondered what that was.
Yeah.
I thought it was just barbecue season.
How would you sum up the smell of Basketball University, Sam? You have to put it in just a few words. What is the overall smell that you get when Max isn't in the room?
I would say an arrogant peace.
An arrogant peace.
It's peaceful, but it knows that it's peaceful.
So
And
true.
it's so annoying.
Yeah.
It's genuinely like, you go, ah.
So basically,
There's
avocado.
Oh,
Or avocado.
Yeah.
What's worse about university, though? I thought, keep it brief. I know it'll be
Keep it
difficult. Yeah.
I do
What's
really
worse?
easily. I just had to say one word. Circuit.
Oh, yeah, the laundry. That's the
Laundry.
laundry company.
Mhm.
A lot of fun. I found a thong in my laundry.
Wait, and that was a bad thing? High
That
five,
was-
Max. Yes.
Pink thong.
You
I
taught
just
me well.
showed it to all my flatmates because it was just so like mind blowing. I was just like, look at all this. I thought it might have been one of theirs. I might just
Knocking
put it
on their
in.
doors. Hey, come out and look
Just
at
a
this.
thong.
I need to call a house meeting.
Yeah.
I've got something to show everybody.
Were,
Yeah.
were you tempted to wear it at all?
I was ever so slightly.
Okay, let's move on now to our next section.
Oh, that was uni news.
Yeah, let's have that was theme song, please.
Fantastic.
Uni news. We got a different in and out, haven't we?
Yeah.
That's
He hasn't mastered the old Max challenge of trying to remember how you did the theme song at the start.
Yeah,
so you could
25
do it
minutes
at-
ago.
Yeah.
uni news.
With that little voice break. That's the.
Yeah. All right, let's go on to Bath news.
Let's have the Bath news intro.
Bath news. That's
Sung
proper
by one of
rock
the
on.
Bath Seagulls.
Yeah.
Just do the bath bit again.
Wow.
That's how when AC/DC played Bath.
Yeah.
That's how they kicked it off. All right, what's the Bath news for this week, Samuel?
Big news.
Okay. Oh, exciting.
The river,
Avon.
Avon, accidentally drained by a meter. If you didn't know, there's a floodgate in Twerton, and it helps to keep the water level consistent for the little canal boats that like to go up and down the river and the canal.
Yeah.
Now, this malfunctioned and accidentally opened up all the way, and so the river drained by 1 meter, and it was a sight to behold.
Okay, really, was it?
Did
I'm
you
imagining
watch
it's
it?
like-
I was watching it.
I imagine it was like being at the Northridge earthquake or, I don't know,
Intense.
Japanese tsunami,
Someone
all the great
asks you,
spectators.
Where were you when you saw the river drain? I go, at the river.
Offering no help whatsoever.
So what kind of things, what is the drama of this situation? Because I'm honestly failing to see the big problem here.
1, you got to see the trolleys that were dumped in the river.
Okay.
Okay.
How many years ago? Who knows?
Yeah.
2, a couple boats sunk because they ran aground and then they tipped over.
Is that sinking?
Do you want me to explain?
Yeah.
Basically, the edges of the river are higher, right? But there's only in certain patches. So when the
Okay.
water drops by a level, half of the boat is stuck on a bit of concrete and the other half isn't. It's still in the water. So it's at an angle, which is bad. Boats need to be level. And therefore, that goes more and more worse. The bottom edge gets water on it.
More
and
and
then-
more worse.
More and more worse is the boat term.
Like a boat person would say.
And then one boat sank fully. Another one had to be saved by the river firefighters.
Uh-huh.
The river firefighters.
I don't know what.
Fires on the river. How
Yeah.
many of them?
I
Yeah, no.
actually, well, I did hear about this story actually, which is why I'm so bored because I've read up so much over the last few weeks about the boat minutiae.
Hmm.
So what I did is I invited in one of the boat people, bit of a derogatory term, Sam, so
Yeah.
get on board with that.
Sorry.
And one of the boat people, and I also invited in one of the firefighters
River
who said that, and the
firefighters.
boat person just wanted to thank the firefighter, so he had a little
Hey.
something prepared, maybe a little sea shanty, I think he said to me.
That
so we'll
was
do
lovely.
that. Hi guys.
Hello.
Like nice
I'm
to
the
meet-
boat person.
What's your name, Mr. Boat Person?
I'm Billy.
Billy Boat Person, and we've got a lovely firefighter in here. What's your name again? Sorry, remind me.
My name is Sally, because women can be firefighters too, you sexist pigs.
They can be.
Okay. You are a very progressive boat person.
Very much so.
I'm flattered. I don't know what he's saying, really.
Nobody does.
I'm
I
worried.
said happy birthday to my son, and he just said yes.
Does he?
He doesn't speak boat people as well.
No.
Oh, it's the modern world, isn't it? It's the
Modern
internet.
world
It's
is a
ruining
very
everything.
specialized language.
It's ruining stuff for the boat people. It's ruining your culture, your traditions. They're eroding away like a riverbank.
It's also ruining your microphones. I break 7 microphones in one sitting.
So you wanted to thank the firefighter.
I
Really?
did.
How are you going to go about this? By the way, I loved you on SpongeBob.
Thank you very much.
How did
It was
you?
my first audition.
How did you want to thank lovely Sally here?
Mm.
Oh,
Thank you.
Sally, thank you, Sally. Helping the riverboat, Sally. In the river, lad, Sally. Sally,
It's
thank you.
what was the name again? Sorry, it's Billy. Was it-
Billy.
Billy. See, it was weird when I
Person.
saved Billy from his boat because he was actually when I found him in the boat. He was the boat had angled, because I don't know if you. I think you covered this. Boats need to be level. I don't know.
Hey,
Well,
are
more.
you a boat person?
I think the
Oh, we
correct term.
covered it.
The correct term is more and more level, isn't it? I don't know.
More
Anyway,
and more,
so,
worse and worse.
So, so the and when I found him, because the boat wasn't level, somehow some of the plates had fallen, but for some reason, all of Billy's clothes had just fallen off him, so he was completely naked. Thus meaning I had to then put on his clothes, which I will do, because that is any
Can't you
boat.
put on your own clothes, Billy?
No,
Really? You can't.
no.
No.
I wear one pair of clothes my entire life.
Yeah,
All right,
My
okay.
accent is slowly changing. Damn it.
he insisted. I clothed him.
Did I
And-
see in the article that you put them on with your teeth?
I did actually.
Because your
And-
hands were cold.
Yeah, my hands were well. My hands were saving other people, because that's what
Oh.
firefighters and women obviously can multitask.
Very cold
So,
in the middle of that fire.
There were fires on the boats.
No, 'cause
When did that happen?
it's
When a boat gets less and less worse,
yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Explain, please.
when a boat gets less and less worse, the log burner, which is often on a boat,
Yeah.
can
Oh.
slide from one end to the other, and as things go faster, they get hotter.
What's that old boat person saying about a lot about log burners, Billy?
Careful of your canoe. You don't know what it's going to do. Whatever
Canoe.
happens, save your didgeridoo. Boat people are famous for didgeridoos and pongs.
They are.
Of which I had a lot.
You actually, you've brought in your didgeridoo here. Would you
I
like
did.
to play us a bit of that?
I did.
Boat person didgeridoo.
Bring in my didgeridoo. Boat people.
Oh, that is lovely.
That was my second song for Sally.
Thank you, Sally's very.
Wait till you hear the third one, Sally. That's coming up.
But yes, when I saved him with my teeth, I was putting on his clothes, and my hands were, I don't know, picking up his baby. I don't know.
Yes,
And
good old Tommy.
yeah, he
Got
was.
his little baby.
Yeah. But I just chucked him into the water. He was wearing a life joke.
Oh my
Like a
word!
joke.
He's only gone and bought Tommy. He's only gone and bought Tommy with him. Oh, little baby Tommy.
Oh, my little boy.
Oh, hi, Tommy. Oh my God, he's drowning again.
No, that's natural for boat people. We drown
okay.
for the first 5 years of our life. Especially on land where there's no water.
Yeah.
Hello, I'm little Tommy the boat person, baby.
Oh, Tommy, you've already learned full sentences at 2. I'm so proud of you, and so would your mother be if she was still with us.
Oh, her death, it just got much more worse.
Much more worse.
Tommy, do you have a song for Sally? A little duet with your father, maybe? Oh, we love a father and son.
Yeah.
Yeah,
don't we?
Are you ready, Tommy?
I set the
Good boy.
rhythmic melody and then you do the vocals.
Okay. Sally! Oh, Sally! Sally! Sally.
That was lovely. That
An
was,
old,
you. I-
an old
I'm
boat
really
people
flattered.
folk tune.
Thank
Yeah.
you. I'm really flattered by
I
that.
find it
All
really.
of our boat people songs are about people called Sally.
I find. Was that your mum's name? It was your mum's name as
It
well.
was.
So, yeah. I find
It
it.
was my mum's name.
I find your singing technique really interesting. For the listeners, what happened there was that our boat person here was singing the lyrics, and to help his son along with the melody, he had his hands right round his neck, and he was just squeezing as he went along.
Ever so slightly.
Yeah, well, ever so slightly, yeah. Just using him as a kind of a musical instrument. It was a lovely little bit of father and son bonding right there, wasn't it? It was lovely.
It's either that or we go fishing.
Yeah, I'd rather the strangling too.
Yeah, no.
I'm with little Tommy there.
Well, thank you for my songs, gentlemen.
No worries.
It was a pleasure to rescue any time. Just next time you have a fire on a boat, just turn it over, because that will put it out.
Turn the boat over.
Yeah.
What happens at the end of a boat person's life? How does the old funeral for a boat person go?
Ooh.
They set fire to a boat, don't they? Normally.
Yes,
It's,
we set fire to a
Oh,
boat.
hang on a
and
That's a
minute.
big day
And I
for
was-
the river firefighters.
You were actually.
trying to commit suicide.
No, it was a. It was a. No,
I'm severely depressed.
no, it was a funeral for your father, wasn't it?
Yes, for my father, Sally.
Your father's called Sally. I feel like we should.
How
have
come
got,
you're not
like-
called Sally?
I'm progressive.
I feel like we should have got them a book of names.
Yeah.
We could have
I
changed
think
the
it burnt in the fire.
civilization.
You don't see many people out on the ocean. as
Yeah,
boat
I just thought it was a river.
Oh, not ocean.
On the
They
ocean.
call it the
No,
ocean.
they-
We
They
call
don't-
it the ocean.
They don't know about the
Wait.
actual ocean.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Okay, sorry.
No, nothing. Nothing.
Nothing. It's fine.
No.
No.
Nothing at all. Yeah. All right, well, boat people, have you got anything you want to sing us out on?
Are you ready, my boy?
Yes, Yes, I am, Father.
I'll do the little melody. You do the lyrics.
And what's this song? Is it's an old song or is it
It's
a
a
newer
very
one?
old song.
It's a very old song.
Is it a ritual song, like a
It's
ritual?
an ancient song from our people's rich cultural history.
What's it
Oh,
called?
boy, I'm so proud of him.
It's called Popping Down to Mackey's.
Okay. A 5, 6, or 7, 8.
I'm
Popping down to McDonald's to buy some McDonald's. I'm going to get chips.
Oh, lovely. It's been a very musical episode.
It has
It really
been.
has. I've enjoyed the chaos,
Mm.
even if no one else will.
I'll remember that song for a long time. Have you guys got an album?
It's
Okay.
called Smoking 50 Packs a Day.
Smoking 50 packs a day. I'll look out for it. Thanks, guys.
Goodbye.
Bye,
Bye.
little Tommy.
Wow.
Get on the
Bye. I'm
Tommy.
waving. I'm waving. By the way. Bye.
And now I think it's time for a new segment that I've just thought up. Totally random moment.
Yep.
How about we take a moment of genius, completely out of context from our recording, and play it for the listeners? Mostly because you're terrible at editing.
Okay.
And I think we should do a theme song, as is the tradition. Here we go. Oh, baby, if you know what's worse, totally random moment, of course. Take it away. Oh, just one cornetto. Just give it to me. Just one cornetto.
Cornetto.
Give it to me. Precious I'm bored of it. You guys
This was a recovered recording.
Help me, I'm a little choir boy. I'm being abducted by this choir. I hope you find this recording.
I'm the priest. It's fine. Leave it.
It is amazing how they managed to put that on a vinyl record in the, 17th century? That was, yeah, they were way ahead of their time, weren't they?
The ferrets. Oh, baby, if you know what's worse, totally random moment, of course.
I think we learn nothing more on this podcast than from the experiences of Mr. Max Ponsonby.
Definitely.
So I think it's time for everybody's favourite segment. I'll give us the old theme tune.
Yes, please.
Maximilian, Dennis, Patrick, Ponsonby. It's time for Max's story. Are you sitting comfortably, children? Because you won't be for long. Oh, no. Okay, Max. Someone give Max a microphone. There we go. Max, what is your story for this week?
So I was at an open mic last week, and I was bombing horrendously.
So you were bombing, business as usual, and then what happened?
So I was just really eager to get off stage. So I decided, I'm just going to finish with a quick, easy joke. You know, one of my solid ones. And
Really digging
Really?
deep.
I have these two jokes, right? I have one joke where I get with a blind girl, and it goes, I got with a blind girl once. I don't know what she saw in me. And
Solid material. That is a solid one.
really fucking good, isn't it? So I got with a blind girl once, don't know what she saw with me. That's the one joke.
Yeah.
And the other
Okay.
one goes, I got with twins once. And then I got with twins once. Fell apart the next morning, however, because I mixed their names up. One of them, she had like a nose ring and blue highlights, and the other one was a guy. So those are the two jokes.
Scintillating stuff.
The blind one usually goes down better. And
Oi, oi.
I'm thinking about them.
Missed a great opportunity there.
and I'm
You're
so
on stage
stressed,
on this
and
planet.
I'm on stage, and I'm bombing really badly, and I just go, okay, I'll finish now. I'll wrap up with this. I got with two blind girls once,
And then did you walk off
and
stage?
the whole audience is like, what? What? I hear in the back row, people are going, what does that mean? And I don't understand what I've done because I'm so stressed. I hadn't realised I've mixed the two jokes up. So I just go, you'll get it later. And walk off the stage. I swear to God, like half an hour later, people were still going up to each other. What did that mean?
They're just like, I get. Do I?
I realised what I did. I was like, that just sounds like I did a really weird flex on the audience. Just like
I would have been that audience member that just pretended to understand. I'd have been like, oh yes, that was very good.
There are people who woke up 3 weeks later after that gig, like turn around to their wife in cold sweats. She's like, he said he got with 2 blind girls.
Yeah.
What does it mean?
Have you thought of a punchline for it since, though?
I mean, I suppose you could say they didn't know it was a threesome at the time.
He thought it was. That was better than usual. He thought it was 2 blind girls, but he was so drunk it was just a blind person and their guide dog. Were anybody offended in the audience?
Yes.
What kind of people were the ones getting offended in the audience? What demographic are we talking about?
I don't know, the minorities.
Are we talking like the blind people? It was a blind benefit, wasn't it?
Just anyone who doesn't like.
Did you tell me that lots of like woke students were starting to go to that venue?
Yeah.
The
woke students. Don't
yeah,
like
because you did, and so what I thought is I'd get 2 of them in because they wanted to complain to you.
Oh,
so
God.
I've got a couple of woke students.
I'm Chad.
And I'm Stacy.
American exchange students, obviously.
Yeah.
What was your big problem? Take me back to that.
Yeah, well, okay. I'm just going to say, I respect that you can come on here and actually still say those jokes. So that's good for you.
I want to start off by saying my sister's uncle's dog's pet fish was blind, and I think it's so insensitive that you don't think of everyone when you're on stage.
You're really blind to the people.
Come on, Max. What's your response to this? I know you're not a big fan of people who are really politically correct or push in on comedy. What's your response? I expect fighting talk from you.
Yeah. A light. For those of you listening at home, a light just turned in the room, and everyone laughed.
Sam has a hernia, and God is saying it's his time. It's his time.
My son, your hernia can finally be let into heaven.
There's a question. What is a hernia? I don't know what a hernia is.
Basically, a bit of your intestines comes out of where it's supposed to be, and it like starts trying to poke through your like skin. So there's like a lump.
That your intestines are trying to push through your fucking skin.
Yeah, a bit of them.
What?
Like a Malteser size.
I don't know about you woke people, but I think
Yeah.
let's take action against these intestines.
Yeah, I'm going to be protesting in London against hernias. What about you?
You're against hernias?
Yeah, I'm against them. I really think that
Who
they're
would be
quite
pro
distasteful.
hernias?
You'd be
I
surprised.
disagree. I think hernias for men is like the closest thing to the miracle of birth, and you should revel.
You really dropped your accent there.
Exchange been here so long, it's just gone.
We're incredibly woke students. We like to change accent every single time.
It would actually be more racist if they didn't change accents, actually, I think you'll see.
Yes, we are constantly changing accents.
Can we get back? Because I think, Max, what do you want to say to these people? Come on.
Yes,
Come
what
on.
would you
You're
like
going
to
to
say?
apologise, or are you
Okay,
taking
okay.
a firm
What
stance?
would you like to say?
I've-
Max, look into my eyes. What would you like to say to me?
This accent's changed again. I mean,
It always changes.
I've known for a long time how offensive my sense of humour can be, and for those people who go to my gigs and watch my material and choose to take away that insult,
I was going to say, people come to your gigs?
well, not when they put my name on it. To be fair,
when do they put your name on?
Yeah.
So you need to change your act, basically, Max, to be more inclusive. I think the tip that these guys told us about changing your accent like every few seconds so you're inclusive of every single culture, I think that is fantastic.
I'm really out of it because I'm deeply concerned about the hernia.
The light.
Like, genuinely, what are you
Oh my
supposed
God,
to do?
guys, the lights come back. Sam's going up to heaven. I wonder what his conversation is going to be like with God when he reaches the pearly gate.
Welcome to heaven.
I'm in heaven.
And the pearly gates.
Wow.
Can you hear the lovely choir boys from the 15th century singing?
Yeah, they're
They
exactly
are
what I
very nice
dreamed of.
ferrets.
Wow.
Cornetto.
God, can
we
I
also
ask?
have product placement here in
How-
heaven.
I am a very
What made me get to
proud
heaven? What did I do
priest.
to be deserving of heaven? I've stopped him.
The choir often answer.
Okay.
Choir in unison, if you would.
question?
To get to heaven, you have to
pepper sandwiches and giving them to guys, dogs, dog. We know Guy's a lovely guy. And you have to.
My son, the choir are very coordinated.
I was blown away. Can I hear those harmonies for the rest of my life?
That took all of eternity to practice that.
And I could tell.
I'm a very, very happy choir boy.
Wow, I'm so happy I died and went to heaven and got to hear those sweet, sweet sounds.
It's not your time, though, Sam.
Get out of heaven now.
You must go back to the Idle PlayThings.
Oh no! Don't
Sort
make me.
out your
Don't send me
hernia
back.
on the
please.
podcast.
Go and see Satan incarnate, Maximilian Dennis Patrick Ponsonby. Your life's mission will be to civilize him, bring him to us one day.
I have to spend the rest of my life making Max a good person before I can get into heaven.
It's your evangelical mission, Sam. Goodbye, Sam. Goodbye. I love you.
Goodbye, Sam.
Goodbye.
Wow,
Bye.
Look, he's coming back down.
guys, you won't believe what just happened to me. I was in heaven.
No.
Yeah.
But I want to know what happens.
All right.
I don't think. Yeah.
The way I saw it was like a Burger King drive-through.
Really?
God was at the first window, Satan was at the second, and then I paid with Bitcoin.
Okay.
And God gives you what you most desire.
And what did you most desire?
A ferret and 13 ferret legs, apparently.
Okay.
Okay.
No sauce.
No sauce, yeah.
Good to know. Well, I've got his next Christmas.
Sauce
present
doesn't
sorted.
keep
That's
well in
Secret
heaven.
Santa sorted.
There we go.
Okay, let's wrap up. And I think the last thing we should hear from everybody is what would be the thing that they found in their Burger King order in heaven.
Yeah.
So I'll just say your name and you say your order. So it's goodbye from Sam.
6 foot of string.
And it's goodbye from Josh.
Pissed off lobster.
It's goodbye from Max.
I got a burger and some chips.
It's goodbye from Faith.
I found my will to live.
And in heaven. And it's goodbye from Nick.
It's Max Ponsonby.
And it's goodbye from Adam. The next episode of the Idle PodThing.
Oh
Tying it
my
in lovely.
gosh, he knew that he was going to do that.
All right, we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.